Well, Karen, you just banned everybody, didn't you? There's just
banned
nobody
the whole
there.
world, yes. Every single person.
Except Mark.
Except Mark. Well, he had to be there, didn't he?
Would you banned him if he could?
No, don't be daft. It wasn't difficult to do that, though, and precisely for the reason that it's always a minefield, isn't it, weddings? If you don't invite one person, and I mean, you can't invite everybody, and then someone's going to get upset, and then there's going to be... I mean, it's just it's too difficult. So that's why we just banned everybody.
Yeah.
And nobody, as far as I know, was upset.
Well, no one knew. Rather than nobody really knew, did they? So
That's
you just
right.
did
Yeah.
it.
If they had known, there would have been dramas. But we just did it and told everybody a year and a month later.
But I know what you mean, because Gary and I discussed about just going abroad and doing it exactly like with minimal fuss. But then Gary said, "Oh, well, my mum doesn't. My mum's too kind of like elderly to go abroad, so we really need to do it here." And from there, we then ended up with, well, then we've got to invite Auntie Gladys, then we've got to invite so-and-so, and you end up with this massive do.
Yeah. Well,
And
you
what
don't
was
know
it like,
after
your
people.
wedding? What was it like, your wedding?
Oh, it was sort of pre-stressful because Gary looked after a lot in those days, a lot of celebrities. And, of course, I'm a tabloid journalist, so his half of the room were all these quite well-known people, and my half were all the people that had spent their life criticising the other half in print.
Perfect for a great party.
So we just thought we'll just put them all in the same room, give them loads of alcohol and just see what happens.
Well, you could have had a big fence down the middle and segregated them.
Exactly.
What were you like on your big day?
I was there, I remember.
I believe in banning. I believe in it at weddings or wherever. If there's people... I mean, if you think about it, your wedding is supposed to be a really happy day. I saw it as a great big party. And look, he looks like he's trying to eat my breasts. And would you have a party and invite somebody that doesn't like you or is going to create an atmosphere? I mean, coming my Arabic side of the family is so funny. You never go to a wedding without at least 5 people just sitting in a corner looking very dark and very angry because nobody's allowed to be banned, but what they do is they come anyway and just make sure that there's a terrible atmosphere.
Oh.
So I grew up around that. So I thought I'm only going to have people there that I really want.
Because I think if you get... Is this right? If you get married in a church, it's a public event. So actually, whether you wanted somebody to turn up or not, they could feasibly turn up at the church.
So the actual wedding, but maybe
not the reception.
If you're banned from a wedding, there's no going back. You are really trying to put a mark in the sand to go, this is our relationship. If you're not there then, you're never going to be there. I think it's a big, big deal to ban them, but there's clearly some issues within families that...
The most stressful thing is doing the table plan. I mean, it is horrendous.
Yeah, it was really hard work for me and Mark. You sit there, I'll sit here.
No, I want to sit there.
You definitely have the right idea. Because you think you've got the table right, and then suddenly one of you will go, oh, no, hang on, they had that argument, didn't they, last year? Can't put them on the same table.
Did you split them up, though, the couples? Did you split up couples?
Oh, no, I hate that.
Oh, you need to get to know other people.
Oh, I think that's a reasonable offence.
No, that
really
warrants me picking my coat up and leaving. I can't stand that word. Oh, no, we're both separated, everybody, so everyone... No, it's just hard.
So we thought you could all get to know each other. I don't want to. I don't want to
I
know
don't
anyone,
need
but
any new friends.
I want to know them later on the dance floor when I've had a couple of glasses of wine.
Yes, it's fine. It's sort of OK then, but not at the beginning of the day.
Yes, it's that forced fun.
What I hate as well is the pressure to buy wedding presents.
You just know the pressure of any present.
No, because almost every single wedding I've been to in the last 10 years has been somewhere else, not down the road.
Yeah, so you've got to rent a room.
Yeah, you've got to get a hotel, you've got to get a flight maybe, or an expensive train journey, you've got to buy something to wear, and it's an expensive thing going to a wedding. And when people start sort of, you know, making a big issue about you not buying them a present, I think that's such cheap.
Do people do that?
Yeah, I think they do. Yeah,
because I mean, the etiquette should normally be
because I just don't buy them.
If you have if it's an expensive invite,
I mean,
for
I do if it's down the road.
Most people will go, you know, because you've got to rent a room and get there and whatever. They would say we don't want any gifts. That's normally what it says.
Yeah.
Whereas obviously
presents
if you're just
with
going
a C, not with a T.
up the road, then
and
then I'm like, the minute I get that wedding list, I'm on it first to get the salt and pepper pot. Otherwise, you leave it late and you go on and the only thing left is like a 400 quid fire pit or something. You're like,
do you think you should buy presents for people that are on their second and third marriage as well? Because I don't. I think, like, if it's your first marriage and you need a toaster and a kettle and
But
you know, potted palm.
You don't need that stuff. It's just annoying. You're not setting up home. No one really does it to set up home anymore.
Traditionally,
People
that's what it
always live
was.
together.
Yeah, back in the day,
was the point.
exactly.
And I know for a fact, because a friend of mine used to work in a wedding list department. She said that people have wedding lists and they're just made up by the store. So people...
What do you mean?
So basically people say, oh, I'll buy the toaster, and they just take the money and go and spend it on what they want in the shop. That's a fact. And I think it's so dishonest. I think, and I've always said this, if I was expecting that kind of thing, I think it would be more honest to sell tickets to your wedding. You want to come, you volunteer to pay, all right? You want to drink my free booze, you pay your way. I don't expect a present.
That's not free, is it, if you're paying for it?
No, but you're paying for it anyway by having to buy a present, by having to travel halfway out the country. It's all...
It's all relative, isn't it?
So basically, so now you're not going out, ever. Not going to any weddings.
Listen, I love going to a wedding. I've been to weddings all over the world, and that's not a joke. I really have. But at the same time, I'm not going to buy you a new toaster as well. I'm just not going to do it.
I'm just going to turn up. And that's
so if you don't want me there...
For my wedding, I said to everyone, I don't want any presents. And if you do want to in any way give anything, we had 2 charities. And I just give money to that. That's how we did it.
That's a good idea.
So I didn't get any presents, didn't want anything. And I just thought that was a nice thing. So if you want the gesture of giving something, please do. But, you know, it's up to you.
Not
Especially if
really.
you're getting married in your 40s or whatever. It's like, you don't really need
And you've lived together for 10 years anyway.
You are miserable, aren't you?
What?